Channel members, subscribers and new viewers, allow me to take you on a brief journey through the history of MSV DUISBURG, a football club with a story that's as rich as it is tumultuous. Back in 1902 in the industrial city of Duisburg, based in West Germany, a football club was born. It was known as Midrischer Speerverein. This was the humble beginnings of MSV Duisburg, but it wasn't until after World War II that the club would take its current name, marking a new era in its history. The most significant chapters in the club's story unfolded during the 1960s and 1970s. In 1963, MSV Duisburg were deemed good enough to compete as one of 16 founding clubs of Germany's new professional league. Today, this is the pinnacle of German football known as the Bundesliga. The 1963 season was one of the club's most successful as they managed a remarkable second-place finish in the maiden Bundesliga season. But they were more than just participants, they were contenders. The club's remarkable journey also included two DFB Pokal German Cup final appearances in 1966 and 1975, though the winners' medal always remained elusive as they were runners-up in both instances. This feat was to be continued as they reached the final again in 1998 and once more in 2011. However, they were beaten by Bayern and Schalke, powerhouses of German football, respectively. The following decades were a rollercoaster of emotions for the club and its fans. Promotions and relegations became a recurring theme, and MSV Duisburg transformed into a yo-yo club, bouncing back and forth between the Bundesliga and the second Bundesliga. As the years passed, financial struggles cast a shadow over the club's ambitions. In 2013, they were forced to declare bankruptcy, and it was a painful chapter in the club's history. But the club's spirit endured, and they managed to restructure, paving the way for their continued existence. More recently, the club has primarily competed in the lower divisions such as the 3 Bundesliga and Regionalliga West. They have had their share of successes with promotions offering hope to their loyal fans, but also setbacks with constant relegations. Having been as high as the Bundesliga in 2008, they now find themselves in the 3 Liga, having registered finishes of 15th and 12th in the last 2 seasons. Through all the highs and lows, one constant has remained, the passionate fan base and deep-rooted community ties that make MSV Duisburg a club with a story worth telling. It's a story of resilience, a story of the enduring love for the game, and a story that continues to be written chapter by chapter on the fields of Duisburg. It's a story that I feel needs an ending, with a slight twist. And so we get to the twist. If you've been a long-term viewer of the channel, you know I don't really like to play Football Manager as simply as buy the best players, sell the worst and win. It needs a challenge, an extra element of carnage. Whether it's a complete transfer ban over the whole save, meaning we only have to use youth academy products, or trying to implement a database strategy to find the best players rather than sign the seemingly obvious. Something is always present in my long-term save to make it an interesting and challenging for me, as I hope it's fun for you to watch. But this season, we're going with a pretty big twist, an element of total carnage, which will affect how the club is run from season to season. German football is fabled for its 50+1 approach to club ownership, and the term 50+1 refers to a rule that is designed to maintain the influence of traditional clubs and their fans in the ownership and decision-making process of their football clubs. Specifically, it is the 50+1 rule, which means that the majority of a club's shares must be owned by its members, its fans, or a club association, thus giving them at least 50% plus 1 vote in the club's decision-making. And so I'm going to attempt to bring the 50+1 approach to a YouTube series. You, my viewers, will be the 50+1 of the owners. Whatever happens to the club, you will be the board members with the final say on objectives, transfer policies and style of play. Now, of course, there are many of you, nearly 10,000 as I'm recording this. This will prompt some conflicting opinions, wants and needs, therefore the 50+1 will be a democracy-based approach. Voting with thumbs up on comments, objectives and other interpretations will show what the majority agree with. These will become that season's targets. If the club gets bought out by an oil state, a local consortium of business people or simply passes to another director, you will always remain as the 50+1. You may disagree with the current owner's plans, you may disagree with their transfer policies, but you get the final say. That one deciding vote gets you the final say. In essence, you'll all get the chance to decide if the save is easy, hard, or somewhere in between. You'll get the chance to lead the rules and regulations of the club, the type of players we should aim to sign in the transfer market, the type of football we should aim to play on the pitch. Ultimately, how we become a successful club is partly or more influentially, down to you. As manager, I'll get the decision on who is sold and who is bought, what contracts to renew and which staff to let go. But the ideology of the club, what sort of players we need to sign, and the makeup of the coaching team, that comes down to you. As the manager, I need to balance the owner's requested culture with that of you, the fans, the 50+1. I'm very excited for this challenge and I can't wait to see what you set for the club as a culture. New cultures and aims can be set at the end of every season. They can then be tweaked in January if needs be. There'll be a question and answer session for more information around this on my Discord as the save is going on. As far as I'm aware, nothing like this has been done before in the YouTube sphere of Football Manager, and I'm very excited to get it underway. So, as one MSV DUISBURG, we'll move forward together, myself as manager, the AI as owners, and you as the 50+1. The save will end when we win the Bundesliga, win the Champions League, and win the DFB Pokal. This is a club that have never won any of those 3 trophies. We're going to win it all.